Introducing new Moth Be Gone. Welcome back to WETT The Splash, the home of all your naughty little secrets.
We are live from the scene of the accident, and the death toll has climbed to a staggering rate.
Welcome back. Black Tie CBD. If you use the code THICK1, you'll get 10% off.
10%.
And that's it for that ad.
That was, compared to last week, what a drastic difference in ad read.
You know, sometimes they're going to get like 5 minutes.
Yep.
Sometimes they're not going to get shit.
Yeah.
And you know what? What's important about that is that either way, you use the code, and then you get that discount.
Yes. But, you know, that's why it's incentive for Black Tie CBD to be like, hey, man, like, clearly they can do full-scale ads, you know?
Yeah.
So let's have a little conversation, Black Tie.
Yeah, we've done like 209 ads.
Yeah, that's true.
For them, particularly. I mean, it was Harvest Masters in the beginning, which is a different company, same people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't even know if Harvest Masters is still a thing. They might be. If they are, check them out. You know, like they do the fucking, as Mike would say, they buck the plants, which to me just sounds like some dude's grabbing it and then horse kicking it backwards. You know what I'm saying? Like it just sounds like bucking. To me, all I hear is when I hear bucking, or maybe like somebody they strap a plant to their back and then they jump up and down a lot. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe bucking their plant is like a woman twerks and then they drop the nugs on her ass as she's twerking.
Yes.
And that knocks off all the like the loose shit. Either way, it's been 209 fucking episodes.
So use Thick One.
And use Thick One, because I'm sure they've had it used at least like 5 times by now.
Yeah, I mean, one was by myself. Two was by myself.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've ordered from them for at least for other people.
Yeah.
You know, quite a few times.
I've told a couple people about Black Tie. So
yeah, and we've had listeners send us pictures with it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? They've probably gotten that code used more than they.
Yeah. Maybe that's why they know that because we always make the joke. It's like, man, I don't think that they know that we're doing the ads, you know. And it's like maybe they do. Maybe they're like, this is still being used. Okay.
Yeah, they're like, you know what? I'm not gonna listen, but it sounds they're bringing people in.
I feel like they just forgot what the coupon was for, but it keeps coming in. So they're just like, it's fine.
Like whatever. It's a coupon.
Thick
We got other coupons on the site that probably do 10% off. Like. You know, use code Devin the Dude for fucking D the D for 10% off.
D the D. Yeah. That's a show.
Yeah.
D the D?
Yeah, D the D. That'd be a good time. But yeah, I mean, fucking, yeah, Black Tie, what the fuck? Send us something. I don't know. At least say, hey, like.
A good job.
Acknowledge we exist.
Thanks for 3 years of ads.
Yeah. Damn near 4. Dude, like think about it. 210. No, 208, I think is the 4-year mark. Mm-hmm. Because 52 times 4. Son of a bitch. We didn't even acknowledge that. The last episode was the 4-year mark, people. It was not special, but it was special.
Oh, yeah, it was the 4-year mark of starting. Yeah. Sure I didn't realize what you were talking about for a second, and then I was like, oh, yeah, math. It's 7 o'clock in the morning if everyone doesn't know that yet.
Yeah. It's 7 a.m. It's on a Sunday. We got coffee. I apologize.
Yeah, we're doing this like an actual production like show now. Like, I see us in the future, 20 years from now, like having coffee, be like, all right, we're in the drawing room again. For the 500th time.
Well, we regularly record City Bumpkins.
Yeah.
Right after this. So, I mean, fuck, man. Between this and then the 2-hour-long shows.
Yeah. Sundays are long.
They're long days.
Yeah.
They're long days, but they're fun.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys haven't checked out City Bumpkins, we ran into some issues trying to figure out our hosting platform, but new episodes are up. They're going to be coming up more. We never stopped recording. We just stopped releasing.
Yes.
We have
content still churning.
I think 9 and 10 came out.
Mm-hmm.
This last week. We're at like 18 and 19.
Yeah.
In reality, so keep an eye out for City Bumpkins. It's coming back. It's coming out hard. Every episode gets way better.
Yes, it does.
It's getting fun. The Tuesday shows have finally kind of reached their groove. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody, What's interesting about it is for us, the show is different because we're 10 weeks ahead of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So we know what's going on now, right? The show's been completely revamped or rewritten. The Tuesday show and the Friday show aren't actually set now. Like the Tuesday show is the talking banter kind of show. The Friday show is a game show where we have the Wheel of Punishments that gets spun every week, and we have legitimate points for the games.
Yep.
But everybody listening hasn't seen that yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because they've only heard the ones where we're figuring it out.
Right.
So, yeah, go check it out, guys, because now, once we get into, like, episode 11, 12, 13, 14, that's when we start figuring out what would be best for that show. And it's come a long way. It's really fun.
Yeah, and, like, discovering the flow, too, and understanding, like, what the pacing is going to be like. It's because, like, any show that you're starting, it definitely takes a bit of time to figure out what the nature of the show is going to be like, even if it's the same people or the same it's the same person doing a new show. Like, it's like an animal, every show has its own kind of wants to happen, or needs in this case to happen. So it's now, I'd say, I personally, from my standpoint, because I'm doing just a lot of the switching and like running the tech, so I get to kind of listen to the conversations, and I'd agree around like episode 16, you guys already had great content, but now you're starting to churn, and both of you are finding your tempo really quickly.
So it's nice because this show had a rough adjustment period, and like I would say it took about 60 episodes.
Yeah,
that's when I always said from the beginning, episode 60 is when the show really started to take off.
Yeah,
that's when me and Mike really got to get really started to understand each other, and the conversation would flow better. And
I wonder if the Snowmeister still listens too.
He might, shout out to Mike if he does.
He's a man, dog.
Yeah. We gotta have him on, or somebody at least that sounds like him.
Yeah, I know a couple guys that sound similar to him, but I don't know if they could encapsulate the shimmer or the shine, if you will.
That
exactly. The original Mike had.
Not without a lot of alcohol and confidence.
Well, a lot of alcohol might make the opposite of a shine. It might make what's the opposite of a shine?
A dull?
I guess dull.
Yeah.
But a dull isn't really a nice adjective, I guess.
I don't know. Our shine always perked up when he was drunk. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, exactly.
He would get drunk.
He'd say some questionable things, but it was okay.
Yeah. Every now and then he'd say something wild, and that was the fun of it. That's why you always had to get drunk before every episode.
Yeah. yeah, for sure.
I don't think he ever did an episode sober. I haven't really done many episodes sober either, but he's drinking. That's a different kind of high.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Drunk is different than stoned.
Yes.
Like getting stoned and doing this is like whatever. It just kind of slows you down.
Yeah, you're coasting.
But getting drunk is like, you're a fucking wild boy.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
You could really say whatever when you're drunk. Like stoned is so different. It's so, you really think about every word that comes out. Drunk is like, the word comes out and then you think about it.
Yeah, and then it depends on what kind of drunk. Are you like hammered, or
there was times where he got hammered.
Oh yeah. There's times where he got hammered the night before and he came over and continued to get hammered.
Yeah. There was times where he would start drinking and then we actually wouldn't be able to start for like an hour.
Yeah, because we were chatting or something.
Yeah. So he would be fucking hammered.
Yeah.
By the time we would actually start, because usually he would start drinking like as we start the show,
or while we're setting up, or something.
And progressively get more and more drunk as the show's going on. And but there was a few times where it was just like, all right, minute 1, hammer. Let's start saying wild shit
right out the gate.
Let's do a black tie ad. Those fucking black ties.
So I'm drinking vodka.
Tito's,
Tito's, black tie. I'll give him more credit. There was usually a rhyme and reason to that for sure. But the mumble probably.
Yeah, I'm out here drinking the Zima.
That was a nice surprise.
The Zima cast? That was fun. That was
nice.
Fun.
Yeah, for all the people who are listening too, for sure. Like, I'm sure the vault is somewhere in the depths of the internet. You just have to find it.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna tell you where it is.
No.
So
there's ways to hear some of those episodes,
but
I don't know how to get to them. And I'm not telling you.
Even if we did, we're not telling you.
Yeah. But so fucking All right, so we got some shit to get into.
Yeah.
I got a fucking broken controller this week that I bought. I was so upset.
You bought a broken controller?
So I went down to the Best Buy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, well, there's your first mistake.
Yeah, and I was just like, because I've been playing Skyrim. I'm enjoying the shit out of Skyrim, and I noticed that like my joystick on my controller, because I share the Xbox with Bubbles, who is disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not washing his hands ever.
There's some interesting stains on that thing. I'm sure.
The controller's fucked. So I noticed that there's like some drift in the joystick, and I'm just like,
that's bad.
Yeah, and I'm just like, you know what?
Damn.
Fuck this. I'm not doing this. I'm going to Best Buy. I'm getting a controller. I convinced him. I was like, dude, I'll pay half if we can go get a new controller. Because I'm not, it's for him mostly.
Right.
I'm playing Skyrim right now, but then after Skyrim, it's probably going to be like a half a year until I pick another game.
Yeah.
And he plays every day, all day.
That's the gamer's curse, bro.
Yeah, so we go down there and we're looking at controllers, and they have like an open box, right, for like $10 less. And I'm like, okay. So like, what's open box? Did somebody try to steal it, or did somebody try to return it? Because those are two different things.
Yeah. Somebody
tried to steal it, I'm okay with.
Right.
It's
functioning still.
Yeah. Somebody returned it. That's a problem.
Probably not functioning. Yeah.
So I get there, and it's got like the little thing that says like, oh, the Geek Squad checked it, so you know that it's fine. It says,
I don't know about that.
It says perfect condition. Right? Perfect condition is written on this box.
Yep.
So I asked the guy at the front, I was like, when I'm buying it, I'm like, Bubbles, let's just get this one. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll be cheaper. It's brand new pretty much. Perfect condition. Sounds awesome.
Yep.
So I get there, I was like, hey man, somebody try to steal this or somebody return it. And he goes, oh, well, this means somebody returned it. And I was like, all right, let's see what happens. So I get home, and the fucking thing sticks like crazy, the stick. You know what I'm saying? You click up once with the joystick, it clicks up 1,000 times.
Oh, ew.
Every time I set the controller down, my guy's running forward or backwards.
Yeah.
Like it's worse than the controller that I went to get a new store because of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I'd be pissed. Did you go back with it?
I immediately went.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, son of a bitch. And I went back and I got another one.
Yeah.
But while I was inspecting this fucking thing, right? So the thing is sticking, right? I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I look at it, and whoever had it first must have had this problem because there was like pry marks on the joystick.
Oh.
It almost looked like
they opened up the controller.
It almost looked like they bought a controller, opened it, put their shit joysticks into it, took the new joysticks out and put it back on their controller, and then returned it. These were old joysticks, dude.
I can see that.
It had like white rings around the inside of the under the button.
Tell? How could they not tell?
Right? What the fuck? Geek Squad Perfect Edition?
I don't think they checked it.
How do they test it?
I don't think they checked it at all.
They need to play Skyrim to test it.
They would need to have used the controller to like, obviously that wouldn't have been just a Skyrim thing. That would have been an every game thing. You would have loaded it as a PS4, right? Or in an Xbox. You would have loaded the Xbox, and then it would have been sticking on the menu right out the gate, theoretically. Right? So unless...
Yeah, like I feel like they just got the fucking thing in their hand.
Yeah, I don't think they tested it at all.
Like they got this controller in their hand.
Yeah.
And then they just did one of these...
Yeah,
where they hit all the fucking buttons.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, all the buttons work.
Yeah, all the buttons are triggering and stuff. Yeah.
Did you test it on the Xbox? We have an Xbox? I tested it on the Air. I pressed every button.
I tested it off my own insurance.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, sure.
I can't imagine what great condition would look like. It's missing the B button.
Yeah, probably great condition would be like visible marks, missing pieces.
Got teeth marks on it.
Oh yeah, analog stick is like slowly the rubber on it is like rubbing off, or something. Yeah, I don't think they tested that at all. Fuck that, bro. Yeah, those motherfuckers are as bad as your doctor from last week.
Oh, dude, yeah, man, getting fucked by these kind of things. So, moral of the story is if you go to blacktiecbd.net, you can take 10% off.
Because that whole thing.
Because fuck Best Buy.
Was a CBD ad.
Yep. Like I said, sometimes they get 15 minutes. You never know. Sometimes...
I tried to figure out how we looped that in, but I drew a blank. I couldn't figure it out.
I had to use CBD to not scream at everybody at Best Buy. There's your fucking ad.
Yeah.
Ad. I was so mad.
so fucking mad.
I took an entire tincture of CBD and I shot it back like whiskey.
Yeah.
Like I pulled the whole 2-ounce little thing with the dropper. I took the dropper out. I threw it across the room. And I chugged it, and then I went into Best Buy
and just fucking
sick on tincture.
Yep.
It's like drinking 3 ounces of fucking olive oil.
Oh
my God. And it was coffee flavored.
This is turning into a not a good ad.
Yeah.
This is making my stomach do flips now.
But I'll tell you what, I didn't have any anxiety. I wanted to throw up a lot, and I was still kind of mad. But
the anxiety from the controller, non-existent.
Yeah, no, I was already over it. I was just like, I'm just going to get me another one. And then the lady, so I got to return that shit, right? And the lady's like, you just bought, she looks at the thing. She's like, oh, you just got this yesterday. Was there something wrong with it?
No shit.
I said, no. I said, no, because fuck them. Test it again. Test,
Yeah,
go sell it to someone else.
Even if you said no, they should be testing it regardless.
Yeah.
That is, they are, especially because they're a tech company.
Well, it's like somebody's returning an open box item.
Right.
That they bought for 30% off.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, something's wrong with it.
Well, yeah, and also just test it without fucking asking.
Yes, the used controller that I had for like
a day,
an hour. Yeah, and I'm clearly came right back with it with intent on buying another controller.
It's totally fine.
I felt guilty that I didn't spend the full $65 to get a new one. So I figured I'd come back, get like my 54 back.
And then buy a whole new one again.
Yeah, because, I don't want to. Somebody else who's not as fortunate as me should be able to pick up this great discount.
Yeah, and like I said, like even if, like, I don't know, man, like they're a tech company. They should 100% be investing in testing their shit that they get back from customers.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be one thing if they were like, I don't know, like an all-purpose store or something, where they sold miscellaneous things, that may not necessarily be a specialty store. Best Buy is a specialty tech store.
Yeah.
So it's like, test your tech, bro. I don't understand. Tech is expensive, dog.
Not only that, but they have a department for testing tech.
Yeah, the fucking lazy
This isn't
Geek
Walmart.
Squad. I for the longest time I was like, yeah, Geek Squad. They're all computer nerds. I'm like, maybe 2 of them are computer nerds. The rest of them are just fucking losers that know how to plug in a VCR. Bullshit.
Right. Yeah. They one time hooked up an audio system in their car.
Yeah.
So they got a raise.
I was like, oh yeah, I hooked up a DVD player for my mom. This works. I know how to do this. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, they're fluent in HDMIs.
Yeah, like $20. I bet there like is legitimately like only 1 or 2 actual computer technicians, that like open up the computers and clean them and fix them, but that's it.
Yeah, everybody else is just some jerk off.
Well, because like every motherfucker that can do that probably knows that they could do it at an actual tech company not getting paid minimum wage, or like $2 more than minimum wage.
Yeah, but say they're only making like probably $15 an hour.
Yeah, like if you have the skill set to open up a computer, fix it, whatever, and you work for Geek Squad, go find another budget. Go find another job.
Yeah, what happened?
Find a better fucking job, dude.
Right?
Like you're a tech.
Unless
bro.
Best Buy is the only tech company in your shithole town.
Yeah. I guess if you're in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah. If you're like where Cody's at, and there's all there is the Best Buy.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, you're the fucking king of that Geek Squad.
At that point, just do online tech support. Dude.
Move out.
Do something else.
Get the fuck out of where you live.
Fuck Geek Squad, bro.
Yeah, fuck Geek Squad.
Fucking can't even test their own goddamn controller.
And now I wonder if that shit's back on the shelf, but now it's a double open box.
You should go and look.
And it just says great. Like
it's got 2 strikes now. It's been returned twice now.
Yeah. Do they are they gonna peel the open box sticker off of it and potentially fuck the box up taking that sticker off to put a new open box sticker? Or are you gonna be able to see the old open box sticker under the new open box sticker?
I feel like that probably.
When at least, if anything, when you go to cut it open when you buy it.
Mm-hmm. Some lazy fucking associate that works there is going to be in the back, like, stickering a bunch of fucking things, and is going to see that, not think about it twice, and just sticker over it.
Yeah, and unless he cares super precisely to lay that down flat, more than likely it's gonna be hella off-centered.
Yeah.
You're gonna be able to clearly see it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, then when you stack stickers, you can usually tell that there's 2 stickers. You know,
Yeah.
like most of the time, at least I can.
Well,
like,
especially when you open it, because once you crack the seal, you're gonna see the
little double layer.
Yeah, because one's gonna like roll differently.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, this is stupid, man. You should 100% go back.
Yeah,
and
just go check and see
if they have it on the shelf or in that same pile that you went through for sure. That'd be take a photo of it, put it on Discord, and be like these fucking assholes.
Also, I do wonder, like, how gangster would it be if somebody did buy a new controller, take out the buttons and shit that they needed, put it into their controller,
and then sold it
and
back,
then sold it back. Because they're making some crazy Xbox controllers.
Yes.
I don't know why Sony doesn't do it as much. Sony will give you like blue or red or white. Xbox is like, no, we'll give you like decals. We'll give you vinyl wraps. We'll plasti dip it. We'll fucking powder coat it. We'll send it into Mordor and back.
Yeah, and do the whole.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
we'll dip it into the fucking fires. Of,
we'll take it on a date.
Yeah.
You know, we'll take your controller on a date and spill expensive wine on it, and then paint the wine stain onto it, and then put a clear coat over it so it never goes away, and we'll call it the Amarillo and sell it for like $800.
Yeah.
But
there you go.
Yeah, so like I would imagine if you fucking spent like the $120, if you spent like the $120 to get one of these like custom decal controllers that Xbox makes, which there's a lot of them for damn sure, and they look cool.
Yeah, and people
they
make them
definitely
too.
Look cool.
So
and also the new Xbox controller, or the new Xbox works with the old controllers.
Oh, that's cool.
So the old controllers are compatible for the Series X.
Save the money.
Yeah, so that also means that Xbox One controllers never had to go down in price.
Yeah, well, I mean, they go down in price as far as did they go down in price?
No,
or no,
it's still $60.
Wow,
$59.99. They don't have to now because they're technically new controllers for the Series X.
Yeah, you'd think they'd drop it down by like $10 though, because you'd want to sell like the newer model, quote unquote.
Yeah, you would hope, and then I would have gotten one for fucking $50.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, if you did spend like $120, I mean, I would damn near go to a Best Buy or somewhere that's not GameStop and then buy a controller, strip it, take the joysticks out or take the fucking right bumper out or whatever you need, and then put the old one back in. Because it's not hard.
No.
Honestly, Xbox controllers are fairly easy to take apart. I've done it a few times.
Yeah.
Because again, Bubbles is disgusting.
Screws. Yeah, well, you have to clean it. You know?
Yeah, Bubbles is fucking gross.
Well, even oh, Bubbles. Even if you didn't have like, you'd say you didn't eat when you played games, or you didn't, you know, you're clean about it. You still, at least once in most controllers' lifetimes, should open it up and at least like clean it or cotton swab it or something. You know, like, because there's so many like your phone. There's so many germs that collect on it. You know.
Yeah.
That you should probably wipe down your controllers at least once every now and then. You know, like it doesn't have to be perfect, but at least like throw some Lysol wipes over that bitch or something.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, I've definitely like, especially with Xbox controllers. I've never tried it with the PS4 controllers because PlayStations just don't want you to take their shit apart.
It's just difficult.
Yeah, because I think here's the difference. Whenever you work on a PlayStation, you have to solder something.
Yeah,
and with Xbox, they'll let you take their shit apart.
Yeah, it's like because Microsoft, you know, it's more
because they're building computers for people, so they know people want to do that,
right? Like,
and PlayStation's more like, don't fuck with our shit. We're Sony. We make things right. Don't touch it.
Yeah.
Buy another
you're not
one.
wrong. You're 100% not wrong for sure. Sony's definitely more focused on their brand and like the what they release should accentuate their brand to some degree, you know, which I think, I mean, I don't know. We don't know why they don't do, Sony doesn't do decals or customized controllers. Because there are like, you can buy Sony PlayStation decals or covers.
And
they're made by different people.
Yeah. Occasionally it'll be for like a big release.
Right.
You know, you'll get the God of War edition.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you can't just buy a cool ass controller.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know if that's just because their branding is sticking to the whites, black, and I think red is the other color that you can get and everything. And I know that Sony's all about simplicity and minimalism, and you know, like if their UI, especially on the PS5, is, if any indicator, they basically may crunch down the available menu while still keeping it robust and you can find your shit,
Yeah.
So whereas I feel like Microsoft is much more just, here's your shit, here's the shit that we designed, you can customize it however the fuck you want. Here you go.
Do what you want.
Yeah. Sony's more of a specifically designed experience or catered experience.
Yeah. So therefore it's way easier to fuck with Xbox's stuff if you want to, and that way, if you did want to just take apart a controller and swap buttons, it's easy as fuck. Because I've definitely, because Bubbles is gross, like I was saying earlier, which I just love saying, in history to be recorded forever. I'll take apart controllers with like a Q-tip, some isopropyl alcohol, a toothpick, and then maybe like a fucking paper towel, just to make sure I'm not going too crazy with the alcohol.
Right.
So, I mean, I could imagine just fucking quickly popping out a couple buttons.
Yeah.
Switching them, returning that bitch. I knew a guy, I don't know if this is true, but it's not impossible. I knew a guy once who claims that when the Xbox One came out, he had gotten his, and then like after like the first year, because he got it brand new. He was like first wave. He was an Xbox diehard.
Oh, hell yeah.
So he gets his one, and something happens to where it breaks. I don't know what happened. Maybe the disk drive broke. Maybe it red ringed. Maybe it fucking just kept crashing on him over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Either way, Xbox is dead after a year.
Right.
So what he does is he goes to Walmart. He buys a brand new Xbox One, takes it home, pulls it out of the box, puts his old shitty one into the box, shrink wraps it, and then goes and returns it to Walmart.
Wow. Damn.
And because it's shrink wrapped, that minimum wage retard employee is not checking that fucking Xbox.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're just,
they don't know.
They're just beeping the box from the outside and taking it in.
Getting the serial number and then done. Yeah.
So, I mean, like, it's not out of this world for people to do.
It's pretty easy.
Shit like that.
Granted, I was into tech as a kid, but I think I was 16 when I opened up my 360, took it apart, fixed it, and then put it back together to get rid of the red ring of death, which I fixed for a little bit, and eventually just completely, the damage was done. But, I was a teenager that was able to learn how to open this up and put together whatever I needed to based off of YouTube or something, and then put it back.
And as a teenager, I was able to understand that minimum wage retail employees don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, so Mark and I would always get these headphones, the same ones. They were the Skull Candy Inked, INK''D. And they were like $20. They were great little in-ear headphones, super good bass. For cheap in-ear headphones, awesome. Love them.
Yeah.
Broke easily as fuck. They're $20 headphones.
Yeah.
That was the thing about Skull Candy, was like their quality in sound has always been like great, but their products fucking break. That's just how it is. They like, I don't know, it's like they know how to make it sound good, and then everything else they just skimp the parts to make it affordable.
Yeah.
Which, that's a thing. You could go the other way and make something that's okay, but have it be $4,000 because it'll last forever. Like my Beats Pill, my Beats Pill. It's not the best sounding speaker I've ever had in the world. I've also had it for like 6 years. It still works. I've dropped it 1,000 times. Yeah. I've tried to blow it out damn near, putting it on blast.
Yep.
And it's still kicking perfectly fine.
It's a balancing act between between having a quality speaker, and quality cone to your speaker, depending on how big your speaker is.
Yeah.
And the housing and protection and suspension systems they use to keep everything intact. You can invest a shit ton in just the quality and just skimp on all of the defensive stuff, or you can spend a ton on like making it extremely durable with like decent speaker and it'll last forever. That's why like those really expensive ones that are I mean, like, I don't really know too many brands, but JBL is like my go-to. I've been using that for everything, and they kind of have a happy harmony depending on the series speakers that you get between durability and long-lasting speakers.
Yeah.
Like, so but they're also quite expensive. You know?
A couple $100 for
exactly, for like good studio speakers. You know, like, and these ones I've had for a long time, and they're tubes also. You know, so they got to heat up and stuff, or warm up rather. And though they're not really meant to be left off for long periods of time, these ones I've left off for like months before, and not been on a dry spell in creation or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
But then come back and they boot up just fine, they warm up just fine, and they still have the same crisp quality, you know? And that really just comes down to just their design, you know, and their ability to handle punishment over time.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? So
Where Skull Candies, it was just like, oh, you turned it up too fast? Blown.
yeah. But also $20 because they're like, hey, blown out speaker?
Yeah.
Go get a new one, you know?
But still, I will say, some of my favorite headphones, both in-ear and over-ear, ever have been Skull Candies. The Heshes were nice. The Full Metal Jackets were nice. The Mauis or whatever, the ones that were made out of wood, were fucking sweet.
Nice.
The Aviators were great. They make cool, great headphones. But okay, but the inked, right? So cheap, easy, $20.
Right.
Sold it at Target.
Right.
So what Mark and I did was we would keep one receipt and one case. You know what I'm saying? And every time one of ours would blow out, we would go to Target and we would return it with that receipt and case.
Yeah.
And it would be the wrong color.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It would be like, clearly like, you know, I'd be returning red headphones in a pack that's teal.
Yeah.
You know, the writing is all in teal. The splotches are teal.
Yeah.
Like, and like the employees never gave a shit.
Nope.
There was one time I remember, it was in Walnut Creek. This guy straight up did it. He was just like, these are blue. And the case and receipt here says black. And I remember like looking at him dead faced at like 15 years old and being like, oh, really? Well, those are the ones I bought.
Yeah.
And he was like, cool. And he gave me the store credit. And I went and bought another one.
Yeah. I mean, if like,
because the price never changed.
Well, also like you can't, I guess as an employee, you can only speculate, but if you accuse, then it's going to be,
that's a problem.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, you can't really call a customer a liar straight to their face.
Right, yeah.
Even when they're bold-faced lying, it's just two fat teenagers.
Well, that, and it's just like they don't make that kind of money to give that kind of, that much of a shit.
Yeah,
you know?
Why would you care? Like, you know, you're going to defend the honor of Target?
Yeah, right. Like, what are they fucking buy you a house or something, dude?
I worked at Target. That place sucks.
Yeah, most retail places do.
It treats their employees awful.
Yep.
You know what they do is they have it to where, so at Target, it's 5 hours until you have to take a lunch. After 5 hours, you have to be on a lunch. If you clock out at like 5 hours and 3 minutes, you can get fired.
Oh, wow.
But here's the thing, though. The reason you clocked out 3 minutes after your 5 hour mark might be because one of your managers told you, like, ring up one more dude before you leave.
Yeah.
And that happens to be like an old person with 1,000 things.
Yeah, or you're being proactive. Somebody needs help on your way to clock out or something.
Yeah.
And you're just like, here, let me show you that. And then you walked away.
Yeah,
you know?
but then the problem is you have like fucking 800 managers working in the fucking store.
Yeah.
So one manager will tell you this and the other one won't care.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't hear that. I didn't. I'm not the one who told you to do that. You clocked out late. It's time to go.
Yep.
So they'd make your shifts like 4 hours and 45 minutes long. But you could work 7 days a week.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're never going to get 40 hours.
Right.
So, I mean, if I was one of those employees, I'd be like, fuck, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I kind of was, because I did work at Target. I was in customer service every now and then. I did returns where I was just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, you honestly, like, I've had people come up with the story, right? Like, they're clearly lying. They've formulated a plan. The whole car ride there, they're like, this is what I'm going to tell the guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to say, like, hey, you know, I got this, and it wasn't the same color as the one in the package, but I didn't think nothing of it. And, you know, I wanted the headphones still, so, you know, I just got it anyway. And, you know, I got home and it broke. And I remember thinking to myself, like, well, it's the black ones, but the package says it's the blue ones. And, you know, but I really did just buy them here. And then they come up with that whole story. And before the first word can leave their dumb face,
Yeah.
I'd be like, cool, here's your gift card. Boop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck whatever speech you thought up in your head.
Yeah, does it work?
Yeah.
No, here's your money.
Yeah.
Does it work? Yes, here's your money.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, that it all depends on what pile I'm going to throw it in when I'm done here.
Yeah.
You know, and like, yeah, that place fucking sucked. So
yeah,
I wouldn't put it past like a Target or a Walmart or a Best Buy,
yeah,
or any big
Fry's,
retail.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Walmart,
tech or retail. Just if you're in one of those shitty slave state jobs like that, where you're kind of just, you know,
existing,
you're a piece of shit.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
like the corporate companies keeping you alive.
You're literally the retail bitch. Yeah,
yeah. If you're one of those, I don't blame you for not looking twice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, fucking don't put perfect on the sticker for the Xbox controller.
Yeah. It's it's a double-edged sword for sure.
Yeah.
You know, it's definitely, you got, on one hand, you have employees who
are underpaid.
Yeah, like that don't give a shit because they're not giving an environment to care.
Yeah.
You know, they're just given an environment to barely survive,
Yeah.
really. But on the other hand, you have clearly incompetence across the board, not only from the employees but the managers who no one caught. You know, and the argument. I hate the argument in retail, especially because I know your job's not that fucking hard. You know, I can confirm. I don't give if you're a fucking retail manager. And you're like, I do a lot. I don't give a shit. Your job is not nearly as hard as many other roles. You know,
Yeah.
So when they give me the bullshit, I got other things to do. I don't have time. I'm like, eat my ass. You're the manager of this store. You know, there's not much you have to do in the store other than inventory.
What'd you do?
stock
Take
basing.
a couple laps today?
Maybe you have to do scheduling. You know, some emails to respond, but that's not. None of that is hard to do. Everything I list off is not hard to do. You know, so eat my ass if you can't go over and check your own stock, your own equipment, and everything. Make sure everything's going the way it should go. You know, manage your fucking store.
Yeah, that's what. Like I'll say underpaid. I will not say overworked.
Yes. Yes. Underpaid, yes. Overworked, no.
Yeah. It's fucking, that shit's silly. And then, the chain of command is so stupid.
Yeah.
I think I told the story, and it's in the vault
bullshit.
somewhere, where I tried to quit Target, and they wouldn't let me.
What do you mean they wouldn't let you?
Bro, so, okay. This is how this worked, right?
You just walk out the door.
Yeah, I know. Well, I kind of did. Like, I stopped, at one point in this story, I do leave for quite a while.
Good.
So
So
I'm 18 years old. I'm working at Target. It's my first job. That's a paycheck job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, first government knows about.
Right.
You
W-2 and all that.
And it fucking sucks. It's fine. I mean, it's fine. Being a cashier sucks a lot of dick.
Yes, it does.
Working in electronics was really fun because I just bullshitted and talked to this guy who was like, whose name was also John, but he was like in his 30s, and he was kind of like a degenerate, so he was really fun to talk to.
Tech's more fun than food, too.
Yeah, for an 18-year-old, a 30-year-old degenerate is awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's free.
Yeah.
And so, there were some parts that were cool. Mostly the job sucked. And like I said, there's like fucking 30 managers. You know what I'm saying? There's like 3 to 4 managers for every department, and there's like 10 departments. You gotta think there's like the cashiers.
Yeah.
There's customer service.
Yep.
There's the food area. You know, the little Starbucks and Pizza Hut.
Yep. Returns.
You got returns. You've got clothing. You've got electronics. You've got pharmacy. You've got produce. You've got toys. You've got baby shit.
Yep.
You've got
clothes and stuff.
like there's a lot of departments. Every department has multiple managers, and then there's managers to manage those managers, and then there's managers to manage them, and then finally at the top there's like 2 people for the store. You know what I'm saying? So it's a long shit list of just dumb, unorganized bullshit. Yeah. And nobody's communicating because there's too many of them.
Yeah. And no one cares enough to grab it by the balls and control it all. You know?
So I'm 18. I'm working as a cashier. I hate it. But when I'm working in electronics, I love it. So I want to go to electronics.
Right.
My manager is not having it. I was a pretty good cashier. He also, I think he just didn't like the idea of me not wanting to be part of his team. Because they're all, you know, because depending on, because it's like if you have cashiers and they have fast numbers, then that probably reflects on your bonus. If you're the electronics guy and they're selling a lot of attachments, that probably reflects on yours. And I was really quick. You know, because I was not retarded.
Yeah.
And you know,
you press the button, you scan the
18
thing,
and not
you go.
dumb, so it's quite an easy position. But I wanted to go there, and he's like, "No, fuck you." So then I also started working at the same time. I picked up 2 more jobs. I picked up.
Damn. So
Yeah.
total 3.
I had 3 jobs,
cray,
and I
bro.
was going to DVC. I was going to college, which
crazy.
is another reason I didn't survive in college. But so now I'm working at Target. I'm working as a security guard, and I'm working at a hookah lounge.
Oh, yeah. I do remember this. Okay,
Yeah. I started at the hookah lounge, and I met these people who ran a security company
Yup.
at the hookah lounge, so I started doing security as well. So 3 jobs in college. Target's not looking great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
sucks. I don't like it. Everything else I'm doing is pretty cool. So I'm just like, I need to get the fuck out of here. So I kind of start fucking off. You know, like,
Yeah.
I don't know why at first I was just like, I need to get fired. Maybe I had too much anxiety to quit.
Rebellion.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe like I didn't want to be like the person to let everyone down by quitting. So I'd rather be fired. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's
that.
an interesting cause and effect.
Yeah. Well, like there's people like they want to break up with their partner,
Sure.
but they don't want to be the one to hurt the other. So then they'll just become a piece of shit. So
Which
their partner breaks up with
it's
them.
such a bizarre, a bizarre cause and effect.
yeah. As if that's not worse.
yeah. Or the same thing,
Yeah.
just in a different scenario. But
Yeah.
anyways,
So I become a piece of shit. I kind of become lazier. I talk back a little. I don't always show up.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I've never not done that.
Yeah,
I mean,
like-
I've never done that. Excuse me, of not showing up to a shift. for
Oh yeah,
sure,
no, I'm doing
oh,
straight up.
damn, bro.
I'm doing straight up no call, no shows.
Yeah.
Trying to get fired from this job.
I'm a good old Christian boy. I've
Yeah.
never done that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I really fucking did not like my
yeah.
boss because
I don't blame
if the
you.
guy would have just put me in electronics, I would have been happy. Because here was the other thing: was electronics, they got 8-hour shifts. Cashiers only got that 4.5 hour bullshit.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I was working like every day
Right.
because they would call
It's
you
not
on your
full
day
hours.
off.
Yeah.
You know, because when you have 100 employees,
Yeah.
somebody's calling out every day.
Yeah, that is true.
And my name starts with a
Yeah.
B, which means on the call list, I'm pretty quick.
Yeah, you're up there.
Pretty there.
Yeah. You're on the first page.
Yeah, and I'm also like a hungry 18-year-old, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna say yes every time.
Yup.
So I'll work like fucking
Making the
40
money.
days in a row, but only for 4 hours at a time.
Yeah,
Make shit.
Making the money.
Uh,
Yeah.
so it was shitty. You know, I was just like, I don't want to be here anymore. Like, and I don't know why. I can't say why. It's been 10 years. I don't know why I wouldn't just quit.
Yeah, I don't know either.
It must have been an anxiety thing.
Yeah,
I can't.
probably.
For the life of me.
I'd say either because it's easier just to coast and let things. Coast is my favorite word this episode, apparently.
Yeah.
It's much easier to just kind of linger on in the job or in the role because it's
Yeah.
what's familiar and it's not causing you a source of anxiety, as you say. But at the same time, I think there's also like some comfort in knowing that, yeah, I hate this place. I'll quit eventually, but it's easier just not give a shit right now, and I
Yeah.
don't feel as uncomfortable about going to work now because I don't give a fuck anymore. You
Yeah.
know?
Plus, I've got the 2 other
So,
jobs. I've got
yeah.
school.
So I mean,
Trying to get laid. Like,
there's a lot of motives to not giving a shit anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't blame you at all, dude. Fuck that place.
yeah.
Dude.
So okay.
Anyways,
so
yeah.
So now I've become, I went from great employee to shit employee.
Yeah, or
And-
at least like not as functioning employee,
Yeah.
because I'm sure you still did your job.
Yeah,
you know?
but like they had the little credit cards. I stopped selling the credit cards.
Yeah, right.
And of course, every week I'd have
doing
to
the extra bullshit.
get pulled to the side. Why aren't you selling the credit cards? It's like,
yeah, why
because-
aren't you making my money anymore, boy?
Yeah. Why is my bonus getting smaller? Why aren't you? What are you doing?
Yeah.
So I kind of just blatantly said to my manager, like, I don't care, dude. I think that the credit cards are stupid. I think that they're shitty, and I'm not going to push them on people.
Yes.
And he doesn't like that. So he writes me up for that. And I'm like, whatever.
Cool.
Like, how many more of these until I get fired?
Yeah. Oh.
So, yeah, I'm a total dick, but at the same time, like, he doesn't want to lose me, and he's a cuck, so it's fine. And I remember I get pulled to the back by one of the managers, one of the LODs. Now, there's 7 of these people. You know what I'm saying?
They're like the store managers versus the shift managers kind of thing.
Yeah. So, like, it's one step up above the guy who I'm directly responding to.
Right.
So I get pulled to the back by one of them. They're asking me what's wrong and all this shit. And then they write me up and they say, look, we can't have this anymore. You haven't been showing up. You don't call. You're kind of a dick when you're around. Like, you're not selling credit cards anymore. So we're going to give you your final warning. I was like, oh, thank God.
Thank God.
Finally. So I was like, so one more no call, no show, and I'm fired, right? And they're like, yeah. So I didn't show up the next day. I'm like, there you go. I did it. I'm done at Target.
I quit.
I've been fired. So I go So I go 2 days later now. I just no called, no showed after getting my final warning. And I clock in like nothing happened. Yeah. Like I did not give a fuck.
Yeah.
LOD number 2 comes.
Okay.
And they pulled me to the back and they're like, look, we've noticed you've been doing a lot of no call, no shows lately. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have to write you up, and this is going to be your final warning. If you do this again, you're going to be fired. And I remember going like, I actually got my final warning on Tuesday and was told I was going to be fired if I no called, no showed again, which was yesterday. And like
we're making sure we're on the same page, right?
Yeah. And like, I remember this lady was like confused. She was like, what? Well, I'm not the one who gave you that final warning, so I'm gonna now it's official. Now it's a final warning. If you no call, no show again, you are gonna be fired. I was like, okay, I understand. Okay, cool. Didn't show up for the rest of the week.
Yes, just
like
to be sure.
I think we're talking just 3 or 4 shifts.
Sure, yeah.
3 or 4 shifts in a row. I just don't show up. So then I come back. Like the next week.
This is your third warning.
Third
and final warning.
Well, exactly. So now it's like 4th of July. You know what I'm saying? And like it's the holidays. Everything's crazy. This different LOD comes back. I tell her straight up, like, look, I've already gotten my final warnings. Like, I'm sorry, but I just don't want to do this anymore. And she goes, well, like, I think since I'm not the one who gave you the final warning. Same bullshit. Same bullshit.
They're all such cucks, dude. I swear to God.
So I remember being like, this is crazy. Like, is it possible to get fired from this job? Like, how many final warnings am I going to get? So then I finally decided. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to quit. Why don't I fucking quit? Like, that's so silly. What am I playing this game for?
Yeah.
Why am I trying to hurt my record?
Sure.
You know, like, as if it's going to matter that I got fired from my 18-year-old Target fucking job.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, I'll just quit finally. So I go to the back to the human resources, and nobody's there. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, where's...
Oh, good.
Like, even, like, the metal doors that they pull down, like, the shades thing around the box that they sit in
is closed.
And we're in the middle of the day. So I'm like, where the fuck is HR? And they're like, oh, they're on vacation for 3 weeks.
Oh.
So I was like, I can't quit for 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Because I had to go to HR to quit, but now they're not here. Yeah. We just don't have an HR right now?
Yeah. What do you mean you don't have HR at all, bro?
Yeah, they were just gone.
Oh, my God.
So I straight up, I did not show up for 3 weeks. And after the 3rd week mark, I called at 8 a.m. And got the thing, I pressed the extension to go right to HR. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hey, it's Jonathan. They're just like, oh, Jonathan, like, are you calling to quit? And I was like, yep. And they're like, okay, cool, gotcha. We'll send me the last check in the mail.
They knew. Yeah. They hella knew.
It's like, this guy's been trying to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
We tried to make him, we put him through the ringer.
Yeah.
And now he finally quit. So with that being the bureaucracy of like a large chain retail store.
Fuck Target.
Why would anybody give a fuck as the employee?
Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah, because like if you work at a retail store and you're hearing this, you're probably like, wow, that is so dead on how that all works.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
or if you're in a spoiled place, Trader Joe's is a good prime example. Because, I mean, side tangent,
Yeah.
Oh, I worked at Trader Joe's. Great job. I happen to be... The store that I went to happened to be, we always joke, the golden age. Because there was zero drama. Granted, most Trader Joe's, I should say, are small, right?
Yeah.
You're talking maybe anywhere between 20 to maybe 30 and some change employees, right?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
which, I mean, this is a grocery store, so that's a small number.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Because it's very specialized place, right? Still, there was one of the rare occasions where every manager was tight. Not a single person had drama with anybody.
Yeah.
People who were confrontational, kept to themselves. You know, like it was super ideal. And then of course, apparently, I left, and then 6 months later, over course time, now it's just drama fucking fest. You know, retail bullshit. You know, so. Unless you work in Trader Joe's or you're in that scenario where you have like a very easy time, you know, because this goes back to our previous sentiment, or not even sentiment, previous comment on how like at least doing retail is not hard, you know, like especially in small stores, you know, like you're stocking shelves, you're ringing up customers, that's it. You know, maybe if you are good enough at your job, maybe you start doing orders or you start doing inventory for your managers because they're lazy fuckheads. That has happened at every single job I've ever done. I've always ended up doing either inventory or stock, like scheduling, ordering, or something extra. Yeah. But yeah, dude, like there is no reason to like put your retail job on a pedestal. Not in the sense like, oh, like I love my job, but those managers, like, clearly, like, to me, at least, the way they're like, we're going to give you the final warning, and like, you might get, your attitude's been really shitty and everything, and why aren't you selling credit cards? It's like, bro, like, clearly this employee doesn't care.
Yeah.
Clearly this employee is not putting their effort in because there's no reason to. I don't know, like, maybe it's because I'm biased because I heard your story, but it just... every manager that you brought up, really, throughout that story, it just seemed like they themselves also didn't really give a shit. Because if they cared, they would have fired you already and replaced you, or they would have just fired you and moved on. You know, like they really didn't give a shit because they're just like, here's your warning, but I want to keep you because I also want to avoid confrontation. Yeah, you know, and I'd rather just go to my bullshit job and read emails in the back and be a lazy asshole because confrontation sucks and my job sucks.
Well, yeah, you know? and here's an interesting thing as well, and I don't know if it's like this for all major retail, but specifically for Target, they don't promote from within. And that was another big reason I needed to get the fuck out.
Wow, really?
Yeah, cashier was going to be as far as I made it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, there was people working there 16 years.
There's no ladder in retail? What the fuck,
no,
dude?
The only ladder is if you get a degree.
You're in retail. Oh my god.
Oh, and get this, dude. So like there was, like I said, so every department had multiple managers.
Yeah.
And I remember there was like 2 different occasions where my new boss would be somebody with no retail experience whatsoever. They don't know.
They went to marketing school or some.
Yeah,
BS.
So they don't know how to use a cash register. They don't know how any of the system works. They've never had a customer service job, and now they're the ones in charge of all the people doing it. So all of like the people doing it have to teach them how to do their job. Which is not a good look.
No.
But 2, it's one of those like, you have all of your managers who aren't managers because they liked their job and decided to stick around and get good at it and then be rewarded by moving up. You have people that just got out of school and needed a job.
Yeah.
So why would they care?
Yeah.
This isn't what they went to school for.
Sure.
You didn't go to school to work at Target.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you didn't fucking get your bachelor's degree in like physiology so you can be the lead cashier at a Target. You know what I'm saying? You didn't put yourself, you didn't go to like UC fucking
Berkeley,
spend $30,000-$40,000 a semester
easy
for 4 years to come out and be, you know,
store manager,
the manager of a Target. And one of the many as well. You're not even the manager.
No.
You're one of like 5 for this one department, and you're still going to have like 8 bosses directly ahead of you just in the building.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Not even talking to district managers and people who are in the headquarters and stuff.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, dude. I don't.
The whole environment's fucked.
I don't really, not that I don't respect retail workers, you know? Because everyone,
we need them.
You need somebody needs to fill that role, you know. And retail for a cashier or stocker is great for a kid, you know. And yes, you do. Somebody needs to be in that role, but at the same time, the amount of seriousness that some people like start to develop over their retail job, just like, look, dude, like this is a stepping stone job. This is not your end all see all. And if it is, like, you need to figure something out, dog. Like, it's like, not to say that there's plenty of people, like, for example, Trader Joe's shift managers make a lot of money. Like a lot of money, you know, just in overtime. But to me, and again, this is maybe just my perspective, but unless I have no ambition and I don't have any interest in anything, you know, or I'm in a scenario where I can't grow because I'm having to support a family or a kid or something, whatever, you know, I am not staying in retail for the long term because I have ambitions for other things, you know, like, and it just confuses the shit out of me when I'll eat at Starbucks, at Trader Joe's, at like all these other places I've worked. Whenever I found that one person that had been working in that place for a long time, and I start shooting the shit with them, I'm like, so what do you do? Like, what are the things that you are pursuing? Any exciting hobbies that you want to do? Like, and it's nothing. I'm just like, how do you exist, dude? How are you a person? You know, like, it's like, I understand there's people that are totally fine with a 9 to 5, you know, and just existing. I get that, but to me, it's like a unicorn when I find them out in the open, you know, and they're like, yeah, I don't really have any passions. I'm like, how, dude? Like, I'm so interested in so many things to the point where it becomes overwhelming. So how do you literally are not interested in anything? And sometimes that's what is born out of managers who go and slave away in school and become in debt and stuff, and now they're a slave to their debt when they go work this managerial job, and they're like, the only thing I can do is work this job because I have to pay off this debt, and this job is soul sucking at the same time, but you know, it's secure. Like, yeah, dude, like it's a hellhole for retail workers, you know, in the sense that like there's no reward other than personal pride, you know? Yeah. And I'm like, if you have pride in your job, that's great.
But then get a good job.
Or like get a job you actually care about, bro.
Well,
like,
or that will reward you for having pride in your job.
Yeah, because it's like, if you hate your job but you're prideful in your job at the same time, I'm just like, do you really have pride for your job, or are you just contempt, you know?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, then you have pride for yourself.
Yeah, well, you provide your own performance.
Yeah. Because, I mean, like, I spent almost 8 years at Gergenspiegel's before I became a roofer.
Yeah, but you didn't hate your job, though.
No, I really didn't.
Yeah.
I liked my job actually quite a bit.
You know, I'm talking about these managers who make life hell for themselves and for their employees. You know,
oh yeah,
like that just have given up on everything.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, like, and then as far as like, and it's been a constant theme on the show, but then there is like those people, of course, that we brought up 1,000 times, that they don't want anything extra. Yeah. They don't have a hobby. They don't have aspirations. They don't have a big goal or dream.
They're cool with it.
Yeah, they're fine. Yeah, they get up at fucking 8:30. They get to their shit job by 10. You know what I'm saying? They work until 6:30. They get off. They eat something. They watch some TV. And they go to bed. And then during the weekends, maybe they'll go for a walk. You know, maybe they'll get a beer with some friends. Maybe they'll just fucking Friday night, they'll put their hand down the front of their pants and they'll unstick it Sunday afternoon before they go back to bed. You know what I'm saying? And then that's it.
It's a good ass weekend.
That's life. Yeah. Until the end for them. Yeah. The only interesting things that are going to happen is natural disasters and events in other people's lives. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like their friend had a kid, their friend's getting married, their mom passes, their their cousin invents something, their buddy gets on is in the background of a news interview crossing the street after getting a Togo sandwich. That's the big thing for like a month. Did you see Eddie, bro? He had he was walking across the street. All right, so this is what happens, right? There was a fire and Cron 4 was out there, and they had this big lady. And the big lady was like freaking out because all of her cats were dead. And like, she, they're starting to think maybe she started the fire. She's saying sketch. And then here comes Eddie.
Yep.
He's just walking through the background like a real asshole.
With his toasted roast beef sandwich.
Yeah, he's got he's clearly gotten a large. You could see in the size of the bag because it's sticking out a little bit. Eddie, you fat piece of shit, got the large.
He's got a double large drink or drank.
And that's the talk of the town. You know what I'm saying? They record it. They're showing it to each other on each other's phones.
Stuff.
They're asking if they can Chromecast it to the bar TV. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what the fuck? Like it's a new tech or something?
Yeah.
Well, have you heard of this proximity thing? Oh, man. Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah. It's just like his background is just like the still of Eddie with the Togo sandwich. Like,
oh, my God.
But some people are totally cool with that. And then those are the people that'll work in retail forever. And
yes,
that's fine. It is weird. But it's at the same time, it's like, can you imagine there's like, 7 billion of us or some crazy number like that? Can you imagine if everybody had dreams?
Yeah.
That'd be too much.
Yeah.
We can't have that.
That's such a fucked way to think about it, too.
Yeah. Like,
if you really, the way you, I don't know.
Because it seems awful to say, kind of.
I mean, it's true, though.
It is true. And it's also, that's just human nature. That's how we work. Like, it's not my fault or my harsh doings or words that some people just aren't creative or don't really, they don't really see value in it.
Yeah, it's just the truth.
Yeah. And like to them, they probably think we're crazy.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, why would you waste your time?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why are you seriously, you go in, you wake up at 7 a.m. on Sunday
to talk to
open space
yeah.
that maybe a few people listen to?
But you're not sure. Yeah,
and then what's your goal? In 10 to 15 years, hopefully you've done this enough to where somebody finally cares and you make a little bit of money. Why wouldn't you just enjoy your days? Why don't you keep up on the latest episodes of Superstore on ABC? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't like going out to bars and having memories with your friends.
Is Guy Fieri the host of the Superstore?
no, it's a really good sitcom.
Okay.
I fucking love Guy Fieri though.
I thought you just made the Superstore thing up on top of your head.
Oh no, it's a good show.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I think both sides look at the other and they're just like, what a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I mean,
for us, it's like, why aren't you doing something with this life?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It's so weird that you're here. Everything about this is fucking strange.
Oh, yeah,
sure, the scientists and the smarter, bigger brain people in our species have figured out kind of why we're here, or at least how it works.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I get it, right? Like, a man, gets drunk, slaps his girlfriend around, and then just dumps one off inside of her, and now we got a person 9 months later.
Yeah.
I understand the science. I understand that, that there's a giant exploding ball of gas in the middle of seemingly nothing.
Yes.
Farther away than any of us really could ever comprehend.
Yep.
And because we're in this beautiful, perfect, weird spot, we are neither on fire or frozen.
Yeah, we're perfectly in equilibrium.
And we're seemingly the only ones that we've seen. We can speculate that there's others.
Yeah.
I am on the side of thinking that there must be.
You're right.
But in the immediate reach of the universe, it's just us. Right?
Yeah.
So the fact that we're here as a planet, as a species, is crazy. Mm-hmm. And the fact that we're here as an individual, that you were that one sperm, you were that one egg.
Right.
If you were a different sperm, maybe you'd be a different person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, your consciousness is just proof of uniqueness, I guess, in a way.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how many sperm come out in one load, but it's a lot. I know it's a lot.
I think several thousand.
Yeah. So you had a several thousand chance. Each load of each one of those was a different person. And think about how much we jerk off.
How much we just caused genocide? Are we having that conversation again?
Well, it's one of those, like, there's like billions of us.
Yeah, oh yeah, uh-huh.
There was billions of chances for you to become the one that you are right now.
Yep.
So it's crazy that we are these ones.
Yes.
Because if it was like a shot where we got to like choose, the odds of us getting these ones would have probably impossible, right? You'd have like a 1 in 10 billion shot.
Probably never made it in the first place.
You have a better chance on betting that somebody can reach the moon by standing on their tippy toes. All right, like it's not fucking happening. Yeah. So we look at somebody who doesn't care. They have a shit job. They 9 to 5 it, and then occasionally they hang out with their buddies and have a couple beers and poison themselves, just so they can die a little younger and not remember how bullshit their life is.
Yeah.
And we go, what a waste.
Yeah.
What a waste. You have this weird opportunity in so many different ways to be here, and you don't want to do a thing with it.
Yeah.
And then on the adverse, they look at us, same thing.
What a waste.
What a waste.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you make memories and enjoy every moment?
Yeah, why aren't you indulging in everything that is considered entertainment?
Yeah, why do you have to try so hard? You're surviving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't need to do more than this. All you need to do is eat, fuck, have clothes, and pay your bills.
Yep.
You don't need anything else.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? Why are you wasting this time? You're on this weird hunt where you're gonna give away a whole day of every week of your life. You know what I'm saying? You're giving up 52 days a year. You know what I'm saying? For a pipe dream.
Yeah.
That everybody else wants, but nobody's willing to work this hard to get.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's weird for everyone.
And kind of just wrap the whole package in because with the retail thing, it's just it's wild to me that being in corporate now, the veil that's between your frontline retail workers and the corporate office workers is extremely real, you know? And it's because I'm in a tech company that doesn't have retail workers. Like all of the sales comes from the corporate employees, you know, all the money making. So I don't have that corporate into retail kind of two-step, if you will.
Yeah.
But I can, without having a retail branch as a part of our company, you know, I can 100% see the trickle down concepts, I guess, if you will, that never actually reach the retail employees, you know, like sure, like somebody might make a policy or a rule or something that makes concrete sense, you know, it's thought out, it's flawless damn near, but by the time it reaches the retail floor, you know, I think it's out the window at that point, you know, because the environment, like we've been saying, for retail workers is either extremely shitty, which creates workers who don't care, or you're getting workers who already don't care out the gate, you know, because just the environment, either not paid enough or the environment's like drama heavy and people are constantly fighting with each other. Or like in that scenario where you have a bunch of cuck fucking managers who don't want to fire you and give you a gajillion warnings, you know. Going back to that, It is wild to me the thing that you mentioned before about how they don't promote within their team.
Yes.
Because as far as I'm concerned, here's a scenario. If you have a team, say 10, 15, 20 people, right? And one or two of your managers for that group leaves, you know? If they leave and months later, let's say 6 months for a number, right? There is still consistency happening and nothing has changed. You need to promote from inside your team. You know,
Yes.
If you lose somebody who's driving the bus, you know, and the bus is still being driven 6 months later, so you got to find those motherfuckers who are making that bus drive.
Yeah.
You know, like why would you go out and hire somebody when you know the bus is already driving? You know, like, and that philosophy has stuck with me for so long, ever since I've realized how it works that way, you know, and that you do not see that in retail.
Yeah,
you know?
and it is strange, right? Because like, let's say here's the scenario, right? You are the leader of this company, right?
Yeah.
Like let's say Best Buy, right? Let's say you're the head guy at Best Buy in the store's location. You're still sucking tons of corporate dick.
Yep.
There's a district manager who knows your name and number on speed dial and fucking hates you. But
has you fucking on his fucking finger.
Yeah, but one of your leads is leaving, right? Now you have two 26-year-olds that are both applying for this job. You've got the one that started when he was like 17. He started as a cashier. Maybe he made his way into Geek Squad or customer service. Maybe he sells TVs. He's kind of been a little bit of everywhere in the store. You know what I'm saying? And hasn't been written up. He's been here every day. He knows every employee by name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the other guy is no retail experience, especially no Best Buy experience, but they got a bachelor's degree in psychology.
Yeah.
Now, I can understand why the bachelor's degree looks good because you got to eat a lot of dick to get a bachelor's degree.
Yeah, I guess so.
Especially if you don't have any help, you got to get fucked to get a bachelor's degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody's helping you, if you can get grants, scholarships,
sure.
Maybe your parents have some money, maybe you're good at saving.
Yeah.
We know a guy. I'm not going to say his name, but what he did was he got his college loans. He put them all in an investment CD and then just worked through school. And then when he was done, when he graduated, 8 years later, the CDs were up, and he got all that money back with all that interest, paid off his college loans, and kept the interest.
One and done. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's making money with your money. It was smart.
Yeah.
You know?
So, I mean, like, you know, I could see where, you know, you're going to more likely find a more educated, maybe more driven, if it's that scenario, you know, hardworking person because, you know, they had to work really hard to get this education. But they don't know anything about the store.
No.
They don't know anything about the day-to-day. They don't know any of the employees. They don't know the ticks. They don't know what keeps the team motivated versus what pisses them off.
Yep.
The other guy, he's not educated, but he's been there.
Yeah.
He's 26. He's been here since he was 17.
Yeah.
For 9 years, he's been in and out of this store. Why would you not take that guy?
Yeah, and he's applying for the lead position, so he clearly has
the motivation to want it.
Right, yeah, and the desire, really. You know?
Plus it's a retail lead position.
Right.
We're not talking about the guy who's going to fucking design the next rocket blueprints to try to get us to Jupiter for the first fucking time.
Yeah, you're not building another target, you know.
You're hiring a shithead to lead the lower level shitheads.
Yeah.
Okay, the lead position for one department of a retail store does not need to be a well-educated person. It needs to be more of a driven person. Because even if they're not very well educated, if they know the store and how it all works and they're driven, they'll learn what they have to learn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
the guy maybe has never used PowerPoint before. But fuck, dude, if all he has to learn is PowerPoint, then he'll learn it for his job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, the other guy already knows how to use it? Fine.
Who cares?
Yeah, congrats, I guess.
Yeah.
There's who's to say this guy's going to care? Because also, that college-educated guy, his degree's in psychology.
Right.
He doesn't want to fucking be here.
Yeah, I was going to say.
He has to fucking be here.
Like,
and you know he's going to leave once he gets the job he wants.
Right. A little bit of love to psychologists because you need psychologists, but also a little bit of flack to psychologists.
Dude,
people
psychology.
People who have psychology degrees are in the same vein as in my opinion, as people who have business degrees. You know?
You didn't know what you wanted when you went to school.
It's such a bullshit fucking degree, you know, and half the time, to your, like what you said, it's people are just getting it because that's the easiest, that's the route that was in front of them. Or
it sounds
was the least
cool.
amount of classes. Yeah, I'm slightly interested in psychology. That sounds interesting.
I like brains.
You know? Yeah, like it's sure there's people who want to become actual psychologists or therapists. You know, there's that vein. There's people who get a business degree and they start administration, like I don't know, speciality somehow, and they end up going that way. There is always going to be an exception to the rule. However, 90%, maybe 80% of those degrees are just people who are like, that one, you know, and then they get to year 2, year 3, they're in debt and go, oh fuck, like I'm not into this, but I'm already like $50K in debt right now. I need to finish this. You know?
They realize they don't care as much about other people's problems as they thought they did when they were 16.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you're 18 and you're new to the world, and you were like, you know what, I'm gonna make a difference. I'm gonna be the one that people can speak to as an open soundboard. I'm gonna become a therapist.
Yeah.
Get my psychology degree. Then you're 22 and you're like, I hate everyone.
I hate all of
tired.
this. Yeah. Hey, this is all stupid.
And I have $80,000 in debt.
Yeah.
I don't see myself ever paying it off. Oh, look, Best Buy's hiring.
I don't even want to be in psychology anymore. You know.
And then even if you do, every asshole ever also got a degree in psychology.
Yeah, or business.
Yeah, so you've got
whatever.
500 people applying for 3 spots. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, I guess Starbucks needs a lead.
Yeah.
I guess I'll work here. I know. Oh, this is one of my favorite things. Shout out to this fucking asshole. I had a buddy who went to Azusa Pacific, who, when I was working at the hookah lounge, I think I was like, I was only like 18 or 19. I only worked there for a year. Who I remember him giving me shit because he was like, dude, like, you're wasting your time. You're working here and you're doing security and you're going to clubs and you're having fun. And I'm going to school. I'm going to college. I'm going to be the one who's making all the money and you're fucked. And I was like, he was really doubling down because I think he knew how dumb he was.
Yeah.
And then he graduated and ended up at Starbucks.
Yeah. That's how it always is.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, Mr. fucking confident over here.
Yeah.
Look at me wasting my time and money.
Right.
When you decided to gamble on the largest betting pool there's ever been against you. Like, who's the fucking idiot here? Like,
yeah. And people forget the point of education, like the point of going to college on both sides. People forget the point of getting education when you're going to college, and they also, when you're hiring, they forget the point of an education. You know, like for me, example, I went into IT and tech, but I got a degree in film because I wanted to do visual effects, and you can make the same arguments like, oh, like, at least business or psychology is applicable in more ways than film is. Like, yes, but from my standpoint, I would have rather spent 4 years of learning a craft that I actually enjoyed and that I stuck with outside of college, than invest in something that I don't give a shit about that I'm not going to leverage anymore because I don't care about it anymore.
Yeah.
My whole motive with going to college was, how can I get something that is close to what I want to do that I can twist and mold and develop and eventually get into maybe something that's 10 doors down from what I want to do and slowly work with my way up the ladder. You know, everyone who goes to college think, I'm going to get a business degree in administration and then I'm going to go start a company, or I'm going to get a psychology or philosophy degree and I'm going to become a scientist.
Yeah.
Or everyone thinks that you get a degree and then you just walk into your career. I'm like, that's not how it works, dude. Like if you're going into college and you're not formulating a future plan for yourself, you're fucking up so hard right now.
Yeah.
So like that motherfucker was like, oh, I'm going to college. I'm like, you're going to college, but you're not thinking of your future plan, dipshit. You know, like.
So I'm saying
what the
right
fuck
here,
you talking about
27% of college graduates land a job that's closely near the field that they studied.
Boom, baby.
27%. That's fucking, that's awful, honestly.
Yeah,
but it is
terrible.
one of those, and I do think a big majority of that is because of psychology degrees. Because here's the thing, if you went to college at all and you're listening,
business degrees, it's just
it's the psychology degrees, dude. If you went to college at all, even for like a semester, then you understand.
You met so many psychology
You
degrees.
met so many psychology majors.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Every person under 20 was a psychology major.
Or in business, yeah.
Yeah, it was business or psychology. And at least with business, like, you can kind of stretch that if you were the lead at like a Best Buy.
Sure.
I guess you're doing some, you're making some Excel sheets, I guess.
You have some sort of passion idea that you thought of.
Like, what the fuck ever. Okay, that's close to your field, I guess. Still not what you wanted, I bet.
Right.
I don't think you went to school to work at Best Buy.
No.
But yeah, like psychology in particular. Because I like psychology.
Right.
If I had like a fresh start, let's say I was 8 years old, and somebody said, if you work hard right now, then by the time you're going to graduate, you will have scholarships, and then I will pay the rest of your college.
Yeah, you have a guaranteed way.
Guaranteed, no money spent college. I would go therapist or lawyer.
Yeah.
It would be one of those two, and that's something I've thought since I was little. Therapist or lawyer.
Yeah. Therapist would be good because that I'm sure we need more of.
Yeah.
You know?
And then lawyer, which is, awesome because I'm a talker.
Right.
I feel like I could talk my way out of most things.
Right.
You know,
serve justice.
People can come to me
whatever.
with hard evidence, and I can usually break it down and at least wiggle my way out.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I even knew as a child, I was like, I'm not going to get a fucking psychology degree. What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
Is this crazy?
What is psychology degree? It's stupid.
Just 8 years old eating a ring pop.
Yeah, playing with your G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Psychology? That sounds lame as fuck.
Game Boy Color, and I'm eating half of a fucking roll of bubble tape. Yeah, I got 3 foot of bubble gum in my mouth.
Yeah.
Psychology, stupid.
It's and it's crazy because, like I was saying before, is when you meet these psychologist degrees, these people, I think 50% of them had changed their degree by the end of the year.
Yeah.
At least 50%, had changed from psychology to a new science, or maybe they become an English major. Like, bro, I feel like getting an English degree is more productive than getting a psychology degree at this point.
Yeah, like a fucking literature one?
Yeah, like at least, I don't know, man. Like, I just think that, yes, in a nutshell, school is important. College is important to a degree.
Yeah.
Get it? Degree.
Nice.
Stupid. Anyways, college is important to an extent, right?
Yeah.
But it's not nearly as valuable as it was 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
There was a surplus of tradesmen and surplus of specialists, not enough people who were college educated. So people would push this system, go to college, because back then, if you had a degree 40 years ago, you had a high chance of getting your foot in somewhere that was relatively close to what you wanted to do.
Yeah, but now we've seen the shift.
Everybody has a degree now.
Yeah, and nobody wants to be a tradesman.
Exactly.
And you were also, and like I think a big part of that, also 35% of psychology degrees being used.
Oh, really?
35%.
Ouch.
65% of them wasted their time and money.
I'm sorry, you guys. If you're a psychologist right now and you're still working at Starbucks, I feel you, bro.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I do feel you. That does suck a lot, but at the same time, I don't think you'd
write a book.
I'm not looking up to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not envious of you. I don't think that you're the smarter one.
Yeah, maybe not lean on your psychology degree. Lean on just the fact that you went to college and that's it.
Yeah. Don't say that you went to psychology. That's just on the resume. You don't need to. You just say you went to college. No, but fuck. What was I saying? I was wrapping that to something.
Oh shit.
Son of a bitch.
We're just ragging on psychologists. Sorry.
I could rag on psychologists.
We were respecting psychologists, but you looked up their percentage of 35%.
35% are actually using it.
Yeah. Were you going to lead off with something with that?
Fuck no. I was leading off with what you were saying, but then I was looking that up at the same time.
Oh,
but either way.
My bad.
Psychologists.
We're not even high this time.
I know, right? But yeah, if you have a psychology degree. That fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah.
No, that's what we were going. Was I felt like, because we had the turn of trades, where everybody had a trade, and if you went to college, you can have a great job.
Yes.
Then now it's become, if you go to college, you're entering a large betting pool to getting a good job. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you will still have a chance to get a good job.
Right.
The problem is back in the day, you were interviewing against one guy. Now you're interviewing against 1,000 or women, whatever. Who cares? Mm-hmm. Now and then the trades start to flood. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So not flood. They start to drought. So you start seeing less and less tradesmen. You start seeing less and less soldiers.
Right.
More people want to just go to college and get their degree, and then it becomes like this weird like stigma that like if you're in a trade, that's dumb.
Yeah,
like,
because
that's for
college
stupid
was
people.
pushed so hard. Yeah. And now it's like. Tradesmen make a lot of money now.
Tradesmen make a lot of money, and they make money right off the bat.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like an 18-year-old that joins a trade, by the time they're 26, they could be making $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
An 18-year-old that goes to college, by the time they're 26, they can be in debt $100,000.
Yeah, and be making minimum wage.
And be making garbage.
Yeah.
They could be the lead at a Target.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't think they were making that crazy of money.
No.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I bet Target, honestly. Minimum wage when I worked there was like $8.25.
I feel like most of them probably make most of their money in overtime.
Yeah.
Like,
I bet, honestly,
probably.
though, if minimum wage was $8, I bet they were making like maybe 20.
Yeah, that
maybe.
sounds about right.
And that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I bet that there was also people that were the same age making way more.
Yeah.
That just joined trades.
Oh, yeah.
Get into a carpenter's union. You know what I'm saying? You probably make like $90 to $100 an hour.
Carpeting, you could get in, and then eventually that maybe could lead to architecture,
Welding?
Like,
Welders make
like,
hundreds of dollars an hour sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I knew this one person who, growing up, their family was never around for Christmas because their mom and stepdad were both welders,
Right.
underwater welders.
Right.
So, we have, we're on the base.
Scuba
We've got
and
bridges.
shit.
We've
Yeah.
got BART tunnels. We've got plenty of shit underwater.
So they're getting scuba shit and fucking dive down and
Yeah.
doing what? Jesus.
Yeah. And
Like,
standard rate of pay was $300 an hour.
damn, girl.
Christmas, they
Oh, my
made
God.
double time.
Hell yeah, dude.
So they
I
were
bet.
never around on Christmas. And
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
always just like, how come your family isn't here on Christmas? Like, that's kind of weird. Like, work is more important than you? Like, it's Christmas. Like, oh, well, my mom makes $600 an hour on Christmas.
Jesus. Yeah.
It's
so
like,
much
what?
Money. So
Like,
much money.
what?
I mean,
Like-
it makes sense.
Yeah,
but
I wouldn't fucking see my kids either.
Jesus Christ,
Dumb fucks.
bro. Yeah.
We'll
yeah.
open-
I'm making money for your stupid fucking
Yeah,
presents.
we're doing Latin Christmas and we're opening them up on midnight. We gotta go
Yeah.
to work in the morning.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, I think in a nutshell, really, like, what we're trying to say is degrees are nice. Yes. Experience is better. Because I remember
Yeah.
we started this whole conversation with, like, do you take the employee with the degree that has no experience, or you take the employee that's been there with no degree?
Yeah.
And retail sucks, yes, but there's so many systems that are flawed at the retail base, that it's just never worth it to work retail, I feel like, for the long term.
Yeah, and that's why particularly with retail, because I'm not saying this with every job, of course.
Sure.
But particularly with retail, experience should go above education.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not
yeah.
educated work.
No.
Even if it's a
Most
little
of the
harder.
time it's not, yeah.
Even if you're the lead and you have to do the scheduling and you have to know how to set up an Excel sheet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
it's not a high skill job.
that's not a college educated position.
No.
It's just not. It's
Yeah.
not. And it's kind of fucked up all around. It's
Mm-hmm.
fucked up to the people who aren't going to get an education, who will work hard,
Right.
that can't move up.
Right.
And it's fucked up to the people who did gamble on an education and now they're settling with crap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because another thing that will happen is like, let's say you got your college education and you got that job. You have a lot of debt.
Yeah.
And when you have that
It's
much
gonna take
debt,
many
it is
years.
terrifying to even
Yeah.
consider getting a new job.
Yeah.
Like, how often do you talk to somebody that hates their job that can't afford to quit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the 1 week,
Quite a few times, actually.
the
Yeah.
1 or 2 week difference on which they won't get a new paycheck between the new job and the old one
Could mean a missed bill.
will be
or-
too much.
Yeah.
Like, I've had
Yeah.
multiple people break it down where they're like, I can get a job that pays more, but I can't afford that 3 week gap where I'm not going to get paid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
have to stay here.
Yeah.
So, if you're college educated, you're probably got a lot of fucking debt. You're stuck.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, my sister, for example, so I'm just looking at the time here. My sister, for example, like, she, I think, spent somewhere between like 6 to 8 years paying off her loan, and she was on top of it. She'd pay a little bit extra sometimes, to
Yeah.
pay it down, and my sister's very good with financials.
Yeah.
Still took her several years to pay off her full student loan.
Yeah, and she's still not using her degree,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just the
She was great at her job.
Right.
I work with her at the electrician company.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it just doesn't work out. You
Yeah.
know, like, and it seems silly to put all of your eggs in a basket for college, assuming that you're going to be getting something out of it out the gate. It's
Yeah.
just not. times are way different from what they used to be 40, 30, even 20 years ago.
Yeah, back in the day, it would have made sense. Now it's like,
yeah,
I hope you know
are
somebody.
risking a lot.
Yeah, I hope you have a way in. I hope somebody told
you
if you get this education, then I will hire you.
Yeah, or you have a very solid plan. You know, like when I was going to college, I thought through every year after college what my steps are roughly going to have to be to get where I want to go. Yeah. Thankfully, it worked out.
Yeah.
You know, it's a pretty good plan apparently, you know, but that is there was also an extreme amount of luck that went with it, you know, that a lot of people, clearly by the numbers you gave, you know, what, 27% of psychology degrees, you know, like why would you try and go up to bat against those odds knowing that it's going to cause you damage? The difference between us doing podcasting and stuff like that is that it doesn't cause us damage. You know, it causes us our Sunday mornings. Oh, fucking no.
Oh, boo-hoo.
You know, like, but that's, I guess, the difference between what we were talking about before is having a passion for something versus just doing something and it's screwing you, or wasting your time, quote unquote. You know.
So after breaking it all down, no shit that controller was just marked perfect.
That was really off of that on one topic. Yeah. We're at the end of the show now, I think, right? Yeah.
We'll see you next week, folks. Don't buy open box controllers from Best Buy because chances are you bought it from somebody who went to college and they're not happy about it.
Yeah, and if a retail manager melts down on you at your job, tell them that they take their job too seriously and chill the fuck out.
Yeah, tell them that that you're sorry that it happened this way. For them.
Ask them if they have a psychology
Not
degree.
whatever you did. Say you're sorry it happened this way for them.
I'm sorry. Did you have a psychology degree? I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
All right, that's the show, folks.
All right, boys.
Join us next week.
Later.